Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red with Ninetales 2012. And as you saw last video, I did quite a bit of a traveling through Viridian Forest. The whole infamous so far forgetting to buy antidotes and having to go back and buy some of those. But for right now, as you can see, I am about ready prepared to go face Brock. And let's see what I'm going to use going into this. I still have my Rattata, which is now level 8. My screen's all messed up. It's not level 8. But I am not going to be using Rattata against Brock. Instead, I'm going to be using Brute Root. Now, there's one trainer before Brock, or is there two? I don't remember if there's two or one in this version. But I'm going to be using Brute Root for the most part. I probably won't even need to come back out and go to the Pokemon Center. If I do, I will. I highly doubt it. I think I should be able to one-shot pretty much everything in here, including his Onix. If I can't, then it should be a two-shot kill. But regardless, there's just one trainer in this version. I think there was two in the original Gen 1 version. I get those confused a lot. Anywho. So I had an interesting night tonight. Played some TCGO, which was quite fun. I did a lot better than I thought I would today. I'm still looking for some more cards and whatever. Of course, whenever I get a job, it'll be a lot easier to do so. I had to fix my mic there. Sorry about that. But there's an instant level for a Brute Root there, which is great. I think he evolves at level 14. I'm not sure. I definitely won't hit that in this gym, but hopefully I'll have it be at least level 20 before I face Misty later. And that Sandshrew kind of took that like a boss. I kind of wasn't expecting that. Of course, there's only 2 times affected, not 4 times like it does on Geodude, but still, it took that like a boss. But that should still be enough to take it out right there. Yeah, I won't even need to stop at the Pokemon Center. And that should be another level, which will be good to face Brock. Again, I still have that Mankey is back up in the event that Brute Root goes down. I thought it was going to happen, but here we go. Excuse me, sorry. Your rock hard willpower. That's interesting. I got something rock hard for you. Anywho, your Pokemon are all rock hard. Really? This is like a little awkward there, Brock. A little awkward. I don't know that I'm going to lose. I don't know why you would say that. The Brock in this show was a lot more humble than this Brock is, but nonetheless. Here we go. Leader Brock. And this should be an easy one-shot, considering 4 times effective stab, so it's 5 times 5 damage. Can't really go wrong with that. Here comes his Onix, which is really the only thing I'm afraid of. Because I'm afraid he might be able to save one Vine Whip, I'm actually going to open up with Leech Seed in case he goes for Bide. He does not, which it's kind of weird. Usually he opens up with Bide. I'm not sure if this version he actually uses Bide, though. Keep getting Gen 1 and Gen 3 confused. We need to stop doing that. But anyway, he keeps going for the tackle. It's not going to do anything, and that should be enough to take Brock out. Yeah, I didn't think he'd be able to survive 2, but I was kind of fearing he might be able to. But this brings Brute almost up to level 14. Not quite. So he will not be evolving in this episode, at least. I was just going to do the gym battle and then move on, but this is only 4 minutes into the battle, and this is only 4 minutes into the video, so I think I want to go, at least fight a few more trainers. And I kind of totally just skipped that text, but basically he's going, yeah, you beat me here, you can now use Flash outside of battle, and here, take this TM, blah, 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 blah. Anywho. Yes, TMs are good for only one use, except for in Gen 5, where they're not. And that teaches Rock Tomb, which I'm actually going to hold on to until later. Not sure that I'll ever use the move, but I definitely do not want to put it on anything now for fear that I may need it later or want it later for any particular reason that I would want a rock move, like for the Elite Four or something along those lines. But anyway, yeah, I hit the wrong button. My bad. So for now, I'm actually going to move Brute Root down to... not above Angry Bird. Right there. I'm actually going to put Pointyhead in front of Rattata because, again, Rattata's only going to be a temporary party member, and I would kind of like to get my Beedrill as soon as possible. So, that being said. And now I think about it, Bulbasaur might evolve, or Brute Root, Bulbasaur might evolve this video because I'm probably going to need to do a switch level for this Weedle. But thank God, here in about a minute, I'm going to be getting my running shoes, which I so dearly, dearly, dearly need right now because this is going so slow. But anywho, so we're going to buy a couple more potions because I may need those later. Buy one more antidote. That should be good. Okay. But those potions should save me from having to run back to the Pokemon Center back and forth, because I wouldn't want to watch that either. And I really don't feel like editing it that much either. So, finally, the running shoes. You have no idea how important running shoes are to me right now in the Pokemon world, because back in Gen 1 they didn't have them, and playing Gen 1 again since I have a Pokemon Yellow cartridge that I'm using, it's really, really annoying not to have running shoes. I totally just bumped my camera, my bad. But it's really hard not to have running shoes and play this game. It's incredibly annoying. How could I be looking at you when I'm not even looking at you? I was clearly walking up toward the little cliff there, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, a Pidgey. Okay, I know Pointyhead cannot take a Pidgey. So, I'm going to switch to Rattata. Or Rattata, depending on which pronunciation you want to use, like the one from Pokemon Stadium. But I prefer Rattata, and I'm going to go for the quick attack. That was a crit. That's why it did so much damage. I was like, that's going to do a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. And excuse me while I take a quick drink here. And that's all that she wrote for that Pidgey. She's going to bring another one. I'm just going to leave Rattata out just to gain the level. Of course, this Pidgey's taking a whole lot less damage from that quick attack there. And that's probably actually going to take out my Rattata. Yeah, because it got a crit, which I don't really think that probably didn't matter all that much. Anyway, I'm going to throw back out Pointyhead here. And then go for the switch to Bulbasaur, even though Pidgey will probably end up going for Gust, but I think Brute Root can probably take... Oh, no, he went for the tackle. That was stupid. Anywho, yeah, I feel kind of nubbish. I didn't heal Rattata there, but it happens. Now, Pointyhead's level 6, which is beautiful. He'll evolve next level. Some experience there for Brute Root. I'm going to meet you back over here because I really don't want Rattata fainted so I can actually get him some experience, even though he is only a temporary party member. I'd still like to actually be able to use him for the time that I have him. So I'll meet you back in this very spot in about a couple minutes. Well, it'll be like a flash for you, but for me it'll be a couple minutes. So I'll see you guys in a minute. And I'm back. I healed my Pokemon. Let's make sure I actually have the right order here. I do. This is going to be one of those battles where I'm probably going to need an antidote because I like to get antidotes or poison spammed a lot. Pokemon just seems to love poisoning me for some reason. I'm not quite sure what that is. And confusing me, but I think that pretty much goes for everybody. I think that's one of the biggest bitches about Pokemon is the amount of Pokemon that have a confuse attack in this game. Anywho, we're going to go not for a poison sting because Caterpie's going to resist it, so we're going to go right into Rattata. Because even if it goes for the string shot, it won't matter because I have quick attack, so. That being said, sorry about the little break there. I was taking a drink there. Anyway, quick attack. Now, even though this Caterpie is 2 levels higher than Rattata, I really don't think there's a whole lot I can do to it. Because, let's face it, Caterpie itself kind of sucks. It's like one of the worst Pokemon in the game. Stat-wise and damage-wise and what have you, but it's worth it once you get a Butterfree out of it. Some people don't like Butterfree; they think he's a crappy Pokemon. For single player, he's a great Pokemon. Anyway, now that Rattata's level 10, I could focus on leveling something else, which is beautiful. He's going to use his Weedle. I'm actually going to use my Weedle. Compare levels. I'm pretty sure his Weedle's going to be level 10, so my Weedle versus his Weedle will probably be a little bit of a mismatch. Yeah, so I was more or less switching out for the experience. I'm switching to Angry Bird because Angry Bird resists everything this Weedle has except for String Shot. And even that's not really it's going to bother me too much. Mainly because it should be dead in 1 to 2 hits, so if it doesn't Poison Sting me, I probably won't get poisoned, obviously, but if it does Poison Sting me, I guarantee you in the first Poison Sting, it'll poison me. That's just how things work for me. And that did a lot, but not as much as I thought it would do. I thought it would kill it in 1 hit, but he's going to go for the String Shot again, and Peck will finish him off. I could have looked at it funny, and it probably would have keeled over and died, because that's just how Spearow rolls. He can look at things funny and kill them instantly. We're going to go back to Pointyhead, again, just purely for the experience, because he'll evolve next level, anywho. And then we're going to do the same for Beedrill. Get a little bit more experience on him, that way I can try to evolve him too. Maybe get a double evolution, which I don't think I've ever had a double evolution now I think about it. And if I have, I can't remember it. Not that it's a really big deal to have a double evolution, but I think it'd be kind of cool to watch 2 Pokemon evolve back to back. Never seen that before. I know it resists Vine Whip, even though it's stab, I'm just going to go for the tackle. I'm not going to waste Vine Whip PP. Because again, this Caterpie can't really do much. It's doing maybe 3 damage a hit. Not too much. And it misses, that's kind of funny. And that'll take it down. That should bring Pointyhead to 7, which is his evolution level, and it should bring Beedrill to 14, which is his evolution level, I believe. At least it wasn't the original gen, which again, I hope I didn't get confused again, because then I'll feel like a real noob for screwing up 3 times in, you know, 1 little stint here. And now I'm 1 step closer to Beedrill, which is nice. Beedrill might actually end up helping me for Misty with her Starmie, because that thing can be quite the pain in the ass. Not so much for her Staryu, because her Staryu is not psychic like Starmie is. I believe Starmie is psychic. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, but okay, Bulbasaur does not evolve at 14 in this one. I thought he did, but I guess he does not, so I will not see double evolution. That kind of makes me sad. But regardless, I now have a Kakuna with Harden, which to me is kind of like, whatever. And here's the very, very infamous I like shorts, dude. Because they're comfy to wear. He comes with Rattata. I wonder if they confused him for Joey. Anyway, that Rattata is definitely faster than mine. Switch back into Beedrill. Especially if I go for the quick attack. It does not, but it gets a free switch. I'm going to use the Leech Seed on it just to get some of Beedrill's HP back. Hopefully it'll go for a Growl at some point, or a Tail Whip. That works too. So, it'll restore some of my HP. I do not think I'm faster. I might be. I don't think I am, though. Oh, I guess I am. Probably wouldn't be if he used Quick Attack, but he's not going to, because he's a dumbass. Apparently. Because only dumbass trainers do not use a Pokemon's best attacks. At least in single player. You know, unless you're like resisted hardcore or something, then you have a secondary attack that's like super effective, or you know, something along those lines. For Ekans, I will go back into Kakuna. Now at this point in the game, there really is no counter for Ekans, other than your starter. But Kakuna's going to take the Intimidate, which is just fine, because I don't really care about the Intimidate, because I'm not going to keep him in too much. I'm going to go back to Beedrill here. Excuse me. He's going to go for the Leer, which is fine. Don't care. I know he resists Vine Whip, so I'm just going to go straight for the Tackle, which, of course, misses. Because in Pokemon, your Pokemon will always miss more than your enemies. And Wrap, it's not that bad of a deal. All it does for me from switching out, which I don't plan on doing anyway. One thing that's nice about having Venusaur or Bulbasaur or Ivysaur, whatever one you want to start, use as your starter, is they're all grass poison, so they're all immune to poison. which does make it quite nice. I know a lot of people use Venusaur in a competitive play because he can get rid of Toxic Spikes, which is a great ability, by the way. I love Toxic Spikes. I don't know if it's in this version, though. It might be. But I'm going to make some quick changes and I'll be right back with you guys. And I'm back. I just wanted to real quick heal my Bulbasaur up with a potion and switch my team around so that it was more OCD savvy for me. And he opens up with a Spearow, which is actually kind of crappy for me at this point because I really have no counter for Spearow as of yet. I kind of, if I caught a Pikachu back in Viridian Forest, I would have a counter for it, but at this point I do not, so we're going to go right into Spearow. And it appears this one's level 14, so it's actually a higher level than mine, which is why it did so much damage. So I'm probably going to run back to the Pokemon Center again, because he's probably going to kill my Spearow, which is fine. I just want to weaken it. Yeah, that's going to do a lot for the Leer. So I was actually not expecting that. We're going to go into Rattata as fodder. Hopefully, maybe Rattata will take it out. I'm not even sure, but Quick Attack really didn't do all that much. He's going to growl at me, which kind of ruins Rattata's chances of actually killing it after his Fury Attack, which is going to do a lot of damage, because it'll probably do 5. Oh, well, I should only did 2. Well, because it only did 2, this battle's now over, but I would thought for sure that it would do 5, because, again, the AI always gets the benefit over you. I swear to God, Pokemon has some sort of weird deal in it where the AI has, you know, better chances of getting better stuff. But anyway, back to the Pokemon Center again, so I can heal Spearow from being fainted. So I'll be back again. I know I fail at life, but, you know, as my first Let's Play, I'm trying to do this all just kind of playing it and going through it, you know, as I play it. So there's probably going to be mistakes made along the lines, and I've already made a couple. So anyway, I'll see you guys back over by the trainer over that-a-way. And we're back with yet another bug catcher, which are pretty prominent early in the game. I don't think they're as prominent later in the game because bug Pokemon are kind of weak for the most part. At least in Gen 1 through 3 they are, and 4 and 5 they're actually a lot stronger. But anywho, he's going to use his Weedle, which is level 9 against my Kakuna, so logically I'm going to go right back into Angry Bird to take this thing down. Anywho, I kind of just lost my train of thought. I was going to say something that didn't pertain to Pokemon, but I don't remember what the hell it was now, of course, and there's the poison hacks that always seem to, you know, haunt me in this game. But that's quite alright. That's why I bought antidotes. He's going to use his Kakuna, so I'm going to switch back into my own Kakuna, because I highly doubt that Kakuna has any real attacks besides, you know, Harden. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I'm going to go for the Poison Sting and just, you know, attempt to take this thing down. Not the slow way. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to try taking it on the slow way, and because it's going to take for freaking ever because of its hardening and me probably not going to get any crits, I'll just be back to you whenever it faints, because all it's going to do is just harden spam me, and I'm just going to try and Poison Sting spam it until it dies. Hopefully I have enough Poison Stings to do so. So, anyway, I'll be right back with you toward the end of the battle. Okay, we're back. Just so you know, I actually used a bunch of Hardens to raise my own defense so that I could possibly take down the next 2 Pokemon that he has with my Kakuna. So I kind of Harden spam so I could do that, hopefully to get to level 10 so I can evolve into Beedrill and actually be somewhat useful. Because I know he's going to have a Caterpie and a Metapod, I believe. But now that I have 6 Hardens up, I don't think they'll be able to do too much to me at all. So, and they're not going to resist as well. But, of course, we both go for the String Shot on the same turn. That's very logical. I don't know why I went for the String Shot. I guess I was just having a dirt moment. But doesn't look like this Caterpie is going to go down as easily as I thought it would with Poison Sting. Maybe if I get some Poison Hacks on it, I don't know. But it shouldn't take 15 to take it down. At least I hope not. Anywho, yeah, so I have a quick question for my viewers here. What is your favorite Pokemon? Mine is clearly Ninetales. Actually, I have a lot of favorites, to be honest with you. There are just so many and so many cool ones and so many that I like. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite Pokemon. Um, I've always liked Ninetales, even though he's not. Oh, 2 crits in a row. That's pretty rare. Even though it's not, usually seen as a overpowered Pokemon. I know it's OU and Smogon on Black and White because of its hidden drought ability, but I like numerous Pokemon. I like Nidoking. I like Ninetales. From the new ones, I like Skuntank. I like a bunch of them. I mean, there's just way too many to list which ones I would actually like or prefer to others. This is probably going to take a while too, but at least I could hope for some poison hacks on this one. I know it's going to take more than 9 to do this though, so let's just hope for some poison hacks. But I mean, there are a lot of Pokemon that are out there that are just great potentially, and I do get the poison hacks. So even if I run out of poison stings, I can still just kind of sit on it and string shot the hell out of it until it dies, and then I'll, get to level 10 and it'll evolve again, and we'll all be in good shape. But I mean, with the new Shed Skin, I forgot about that, and another fail. But I mean, there are just a lot of Pokemon out there, and I mean, there are a lot of really stupid ones. There are a lot of really cool ones, and going with the whole, Gen 5 versus, I guess, Gen 5ers and Gen 1ers and all that whole internet bullcrap about, which gen's better, and this gen's better than that gen because this gen had this and this gen didn't, and this gen has more, inanimate Pokemon as opposed to the old gen which didn't, and yada 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 and what have you, and all that herp derp stuff that goes on with it. I believe that, well, first of all, there's a little, someone did some research online and actually proved that 5th gen has no more inanimate object Pokemon or quote-unquote unoriginal Pokemon than Gen 1 did, or Gen 2, or Gen 3, or Gen 4. I mean, it's just that it's kind of sad to think that people, would judge a game based on what Pokemon are in it. I think the primary reason why Gen 5 was so good was because of the story. The story was really good. It's still not anywhere close to as fun as, Gen 2 and Gen 4 Heart Gold and Soul Silver were. And even arguably Gen 3 Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, it wasn't the best generation, I'm not going to lie to you and try and tell you that it was, but it's definitely not bad. I don't see why people, get their jollies off saying that it's the Pokemon suck and this, that, and the other thing. And, to me, it's all pretty much the same. It's the same game. People, complain about, oh, well, this is a rip-off Pokemon of this, and this is a rip-off Pokemon of this. You can you can only do so much before some things have to be repeated. I mean, I'm just as sick and tired of the firefighting stars as the next guy. But, and I was talking with a friend recently about this, that maybe, just maybe, they should try doing some different starters. As far as, if they want to keep the typical, grass, fire, water, that's fine. I mean, that's classic, that works. But I think what they should do, potentially, is instead of doing, the vintage, grass poison and, firefighting and, the only water that had second type was the water steel from 4th gen, and that was Empoleon. I mean, excuse me. Wow, coughing fit. I think that, they should do some different, like, I think, a water psychic would be cool, or, a fire steel. Bring in some really, really weird typings that, like, haven't been done before, at least not to my knowledge, or that I'm thinking of, like, like a fire water Pokemon. Like, that would be pretty cool. I mean, you have a grass water, you have, a ground electric. Like, just do some, like, whacked out stuff, like, a fire water Pokemon, or, I don't know, an ice fire Pokemon, or, I don't even know. But, I mean, there's a lot of potential out there for great Pokemon, considering all the types that they have. But there are a lot of them that have been beaten to the ground, and I'll admit that. But there's not really a whole lot you can do as far as a video game creator, save for bringing in new types, which I think it's due time they actually brought in some new types. I know they won't with Black and White 2 because, let's face it, it's just a remake. It's just a not really a remake, a sequel to Black and White. But you have the potential there for such greatness. I mean, there's so many different ideas out there for types you could bring in. I think making flying. I mean, flying right now is a type. I mean, it's not like it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Brain freeze. It's actually a good type, but I mean, most of them are normal flying, or they don't come with anything really all that good. I mean, a lot of them are just basically Pidgey rehashes or Aerodactyl rehashes. I mean, you do have Swoobat and Woobat, but they're pretty much just Zubat ripoffs with different typing. So, there's always potential out there for better. I mean, there's only really one solo flying Pokemon I can think of that's just flying, and he's a legendary. And I mean, I think they should do so much. Like, I think they should just drop the normal flying thing, and just make Pidgeot just a simple flying Pokemon, and make Fearow a simple flying Pokemon, and make Staraptor a simple flying Pokemon, and with all this dual typing that's out there, yeah, dual typing is great, but I mean, it can mess up Pokemon as far as making them overpowered or underpowered. I don't mind dual typing, but dual typing is done way too much now. It was done a whole lot less back in the day, and I don't know. There are just a lot of weird typings out there that I don't understand. So, with that being said, the typings aren't really my issue with Pokemon as it is now. My issues are more with the fact that they're rehashing a lot of stuff, and it's hard not to do. I mean, in their defense, it's hard not to rehash all this old crap that says we have to have a normal flying type, and we have to have a fire a fire this type, or a water this type, or a grass poison type, or the typical bug poison type. Like there's just they started some really cool stuff with some Pokemon that they've never done since. I mean, with Genesect, they did bring another Bug Steel, but Scizor was a great Pokemon. Even Scyther by itself was a great Pokemon. I don't think he should have been a flying type. But, there's a lot of potential out there for great Pokemon. Like, I know there's a Bug Fire Pokemon. There's so much you could do with it, and they just seem to be ignoring the fact that they have a great, a great potential for a lot of different Pokemon typings. So, I think it really boils down to the typings and the originality of the typings nowadays, as opposed to, yesteryear, where it was just all about the Pokemon themselves. And I really thought that low kick would do a lot more, but I guess for the defense curls, it will not. I thought it being super effective in stab would do a lot more, but that not being said, I mean, a lot of Pokemon types have potential to be amazing, and they just tend to ignore it or, forget about it and focus on other things and, stick to what was working. And I think they should go a little bit out of their comfort zone with that and kind of move on to, let's look at some of the other potential typings we can have here. What haven't we done? So, anywho, that's just some food for thought. I mean, I'm not, a video game designer by any means. I just figured, here I am doing this Let's Play, and people watch Pokemon and watch online. People play games online, Let's Plays, and commentaries and this and that because they love the games that they're watching. And they want to see how other people take on things. And, again, the classic hitting 18 many times issue. And people just want to see that. People want to see the games they love being played. So, on that note, be good to your families, your loved ones. Behave yourselves. Next time we search for the Nidoran male that I thought was on Route 22, and we move on to the ever so annoying Mount Moon, because there will be Zubats. Lots and lots of Zubats. So on that note, you guys have a great day, great night, great morning, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. I know it's 3:36 a.m. I'm going to post this video and go to bed. So I will talk to you all later. You guys have a great whatever it is. Talk to you all later.